Hello friends, I'm DragoNate and welcome to my first book review. Remember a couple weeks ago in one of the question videos, T. Lisa asked if I would be doing a book review. This was very soon after the New Year, because I mentioned that part of my New Year's resolution or whatever, goal for the new year, is to read a little more than normal. So I did that, and I finished reading Zugzwang by Ronan Bennett. Now, I actually started reading this, well, I don't know when, sometime I think in the summer or earlier of last year, and maybe not quite then, maybe it was just after the summer I think is when I started it. But it took me quite a while to read it. I actually finished this about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I have been waiting to have time to do a proper book review on it. So here we are. So Zugzwang, Ronan Bennett, Ronan, not Robert. So Zugzwang, for those who don't know, is a chess term which basically describes the position when you are completely stuck. If you are in Zugzwang, no matter what you do, you are done. You cannot win. You are completely stuck. Your opponent will win no matter what you do. Now that term is obviously very important considering it is the title of the book. It is very important in this book, not only for the fact that there is chess and it is largely about chess, sort of. I guess it's not really about chess, but chess is a huge theme in it. But the term, it's the same thing for what happens in the book as well. Oh, here we go. The definition of Zugzwang is actually in here. Zugzwang, a chess term used to describe a position in which a player is reduced to utter helplessness. He is obliged to move, but every move serves to make his position even worse. So let me just tell you a little bit about what Zugzwang is about. So the main character whose perspective you read from is named Otto Spethman. Otto Spethman. And he is a psychologist, or rather a psychoanalyst. He does exactly what a psychologist would do, sits and listens to his patients talk and kind of writes down notes based on what's going on and everything, and he tries to help them overcome different things and also get to the root of problems that they have that are, usually mental problems, that kind of thing. He has a friend named Kopelzon. I forget what his first name is, but Kopelzon, or I don't know how exactly to pronounce his name, but this friend of his lives very lavishly. He has lots of money. He is a musician, and both of them, they play chess together, and they play kind of in their heads, so to speak. Otto Spethman has a chess table in his office, which he uses to kind of keep track of their moves. And Otto has never ever won a single game against his friend Kopelzon. So throughout the book, you get little bits that show kind of here things like this. So you get to keep track of their chess game that goes on throughout the book, and Otto, of course, is trying to beat his friend Kopelzon. In the end, I will say he does beat him, but there is a lot that goes on and a lot that takes place, and people in this book are not who you think they are at all. So Otto finds himself in the midst of some plot that ends up taking place, some really large plot that takes place that is basically to overthrow the Tsar, I think, at the time. The year is set in 1914, and St. Petersburg is spellbound by the International Chess Championship, even as the city seethes with revolutionary plots. So there's some terrorist things that take place, and Otto ends up being kind of in the midst of this, along with his daughter, who is very stubborn. Otto gets a visit from the cops and finds out that his daughter was involved with someone who ended up being killed, and things go kind of from there. Now, I will kind of leave that to the rest of it and just give you the huge hint, I guess, as I said before, that no one is who you think they are. Friends turn out to be enemies, enemies turn out to be friends. Who knows what can happen, right? Zugzwang was a really, really good book for me. I find it really difficult to sit down and read for long periods of time. I don't know why that is. I've kind of always been that way. Just if I'm not doing something at all, even if it's just my fingers, that's why typing and everything is a little bit better. But if I'm not doing something that my body is being active in some way, I get very angsty, I guess. Angsty, I don't know what the word is. I get uncomfortable and everything, and I just I can't sit there for very long periods of time. And the same thing happened while reading this book, but at the same time, every time I did read it, I had the vision of everything that was going on in my head. It's easy. Ronan Bennett does a really good job with creating that imagery for the reader, and that's something I've always liked. If I'm reading a book and I can't get that kind of imagery in my head and I can't see what's happening and feel as if I'm actually there, it ends up not being as interesting. But with this one, I definitely did feel that entirely. Every time I picked it up, my brain just was able to easily recreate the scene that was happening, see what was happening, even hear what was happening. Everyone kind of had their own voice, even though it was all in my head. There are a total of 30 chapters in this book, and close to the end it starts getting extremely intense. There's a whole heck of a lot going on. Otto sure gets to find out who his real friends are, who his true friends are, and some of them end up being, as I said, people who you wouldn't have expected to, because they were very antagonistic in the beginning, and then they turn out to be the only people to actually help him and to be on his side later on. There's a lot of secret police kind of thing going on in here, secret organizations and stuff, but that really isn't a whole huge aspect of it. It's more about the relationship between the characters themselves. There is a little bit of weirdness when it comes to some sexually intimate parts as well. It goes into a bit of detail about the I guess foreplay between Otto and this person Anna, who he ends up seeing, and yeah, it's a little bit strange in that regard. But it doesn't last very long, so it's kind of fine, I guess. There's definitely a lot of graphic imagery in it, but as I said, I really enjoyed it. It doesn't go into gory detail or anything, but it is quite descriptive. The ending of Zugzwang, however, I did not like. The ending is, unfortunately, it's very, what's the word? It's very disappointing, I guess. I'm trying to figure out how to explain it without just giving it away, but I mentioned a secret organization kind of thing, right? So Otto sort of ends up being involved with this secret organization with multiple people, and he didn't even know that these people are all connected and blah blah blah. His daughter ends up being part of this organization at the very end there, while Otto is supposed to be moving to somewhere else, to France or Paris or something like that, I think. He's supposed to be moving because now he's a wanted man because of the things that took place and stuff. And he's going with this woman, Anna, as well. But she has her own things, and her father is very controlling and a very powerful man as well. So that didn't work out, and Otto ended up being stuck in Zugzwang, quite literally, where he had to give up Anna if he wanted to have his daughter. And the ending of it just kind of, it's just him and his daughter going on the train to Paris or France or wherever it is, and that's it. No conflict is resolved. The big main plot about the assassination of the Tsar and all these other conspiracy things that are going on, you don't get to really see the outcome of those or the resolution or anything like that, and I find that a little bit disappointing. Maybe it continues on in another story, I have no clue, because I know that Ronan Bennett is the author of 4 books, according to this one anyway: The Second Prison, Overthrown by Strangers, The Catastrophist, and Havoc. Okay, so 5 then, because Zugzwang, obviously. So maybe it continues, or maybe that just really isn't the point of the book entirely at all, and it's just everything else. But I mean, it definitely serves to the title. It sticks to the title even at the end there. Zugzwang ends up being completely stuck in this one position and not being able to do anything no matter what he does. He's SOL. I mean, yes, he does. Him and his daughter do get to, be together and stay together and everything. So I mean, that's a good thing. But they kind of just go and restart their lives, and that's it. And everyone else, everything else that's happening is just left in the back behind them without any information about it whatsoever after. It's really quite sad, actually, if you think about it. But yeah, so that is Zugzwang by Ronan Bennett. That is my review of it. I really, really enjoyed the book. The ending, as I said, is a little lackluster in my opinion. It's definitely not the kind of ending I wanted to have from it, but the writing and everything, it was all extremely enjoyable. I enjoyed every minute of reading it, and especially towards the end there, like my heart is pumping when all these intense things are happening. So I highly recommend it. It's a very good book. It will definitely probably leave you with some questions that will not get answered, most likely, or they might, I don't know, depends. But either way, that's it. I did enjoy it, and if you want to pick up this book, I will leave a link in the description below somewhere. It will probably be an affiliate link, so just as a heads up for anyone who does want to click on it, clicking on it will most likely, it will be an affiliate link, so that will go to help me as well if you use that link. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. If you have read Zugzwang yourself or anything else from Ronan Bennett, let me know what you think of Zugzwang. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. And the next book I read, I don't know what it'll be, but I'm looking for a new one. Most of the books we have here at home are in boxes somewhere, so, or I have a bunch of children's books all in that area over there, because you can see tons of books on the bottom and everything, but they're all children's books. So I'm not sure yet, but when that happens, that'll happen, and we'll have another book review. So anyway, yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Leave your thoughts and comments in the description below, I guess, apparently. And I'll see you again soon. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye, and God bless.